In Chinese Buddhist culture, the four great bodhisattvas are Avalokiteshvara, Guanyin, Kṣitigarbha, Manjushri, Wenshu, and Samantabhadra, Putuo. Over the long ages, the four great bodhisattvas, each embodying their unique wisdom, compassion, and vows, have become luminous symbols in the hearts of millions of devotees. They are not only sacred beings in Buddhist scriptures, but also the spiritual pillars upon which countless ordinary people have entrusted their hopes and sought liberation for thousands of years. The four great bodhisattvas each have distinct responsibilities. 1. Avalokiteshvara, Guanyin, compassion and mercy, responding to the cries of beings in suffering. 2. Manjushri, wisdom and the removal of ignorance through insightful knowledge. 3. Samantabhadra, practice and meditation, embodying the virtues and vows to support all beings. 4. Kṣitigarbha, salvation of beings in hell realms, assisting souls in the afterlife, and vowed not to attain Buddhahood until all beings are liberated. In Chinese Buddhism, Avalokiteshvara, Guanyin, originally depicted as male in early Indian texts, gradually transformed into a female figure. This change reflects the Chinese cultural association of compassion with maternal and feminine qualities, making Guanyin more approachable and beloved as a goddess of mercy who listens to and aids all with motherly kindness. The traditional locations of the four great bodhisattvas' sacred sites in China are Guanyin, Mount Putuo, Zhoushan, Zhejiang Province; Manjushri, Mount Wutai, Shaanxi Province; Samantabhadra, Mount Emei, Sichuan Province; Kṣitigarbha, Mount Jiuhua, Anhui Province. In this video, we will journey together into the world of these four bodhisattvas, exploring the hidden stories behind them. If you're interested in Buddhist culture or seeking inner peace and wisdom, please subscribe to my channel to listen to the teachings of the Dharma together. May Amitabha Buddha bless everyone with the light of Buddha's wisdom in their hearts. May they be filled with the joy of Dharma, and may their practice be unobstructed. Bodhisattva, a core symbol in Buddhist culture, originally means friendship and awakening. It refers to practitioners who seek enlightenment and strive to save all sentient beings, embodying a universal compassion and wisdom that transcends gender and social status. The earliest images of bodhisattvas emerged alongside the narratives of Shakyamuni's spiritual practice, appearing exclusively in accounts of the Buddha's past lives. Until the rise of Mahayana Buddhism, the concept of the bodhisattva was endowed with entirely new meanings. Every person possesses Buddha nature, and everyone can vow to practice and attain the state of a bodhisattva. It is precisely under the impetus of this thought that the bodhisattva ceased to be an extraordinary and transcendent figure, becoming instead a mentor and guide close at hand for people. The four great bodhisattvas in Buddhism are the most representative symbols within the Mahayana Buddhist belief system. They not only embody the core teachings of Buddhism, but also, through their personified forms and roles, become indispensable spiritual guides in the hearts of devotees. These four bodhisattvas are Manjushri Bodhisattva, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, and Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Their responsibilities emphasize different aspects, but their common goal is to guide sentient beings, helping people on the path to enlightenment and liberation. Manjushri Bodhisattva is the embodiment of wisdom. As the representative of great wisdom, he is renowned for his supreme skillful means and profound insight into ultimate truth. The practitioner is an important guide in opening the gateway to enlightenment. Samantabhadra Bodhisattva is renowned for his practice and vows. He emphasizes not only the understanding of the Dharma, but also the embodiment of Buddhist ethics through actions, practicing kindness and accumulating merit to benefit all sentient beings. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is the most widely venerated Buddhist bodhisattva in Chinese folk belief, revered as the embodiment of great compassion and mercy, and as the savior who alleviates suffering and rescues those in distress. His compassion and salvific power pervade Buddhism's care for all sentient beings. It is said that he can manifest 32 different forms to save people from 32 great calamities, such as fire, drowning, and illness. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is renowned for his great vow. He pledged that hell would not be emptied and he would not attain Buddhahood until all suffering beings are delivered. He undertakes the responsibility of guiding sentient beings and saving them from suffering during the age when no Buddhas appear. The image of Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha is solemn and dignified, holding a staff and a precious jewel, symbolizing unwavering resilience and patience in the face of hardship. The wisdom, vows, compassion, and great aspirations of the four bodhisattvas symbolize the complete system of Buddhist faith and represent different directions in the practice of life cultivation. Through their images and teachings, people found hope and direction, completing the spiritual journey from suffering to enlightenment. It is precisely these four bodhisattvas, through their distinct responsibilities and boundless compassion, who constitute the spiritual pillars of Buddhist culture. Whether seeking wisdom, cultivating vows, praying for the protection of compassion, or performing rituals for the liberation of kings, people can feel the power of Buddhist faith under their guidance. In the following content, let us explore the sacred realms of these four great bodhisattvas one by one, unveiling the profound significance hidden behind their forms and the faith devoted to them. Manjushri Bodhisattva, regarded as the foremost among the four great bodhisattvas, is honored as the great wisdom Manjushri and embodies the wisdom of Buddhism. With his supreme skillful means and wisdom, he became the guiding figure in the hearts of countless practitioners seeking to learn and pursue the way. In Buddhist scriptures, Bodhisattva Manjushri is not only an important attendant of Shakyamuni Buddha, but also a symbol of perfect wisdom. His wisdom is manifested not only in understanding the profound principles of the Dharma, but also in illuminating the confused minds of sentient beings with wisdom, enabling them to perceive their true nature clearly and walk the path of enlightenment. The name Manjushri means wondrous virtue and auspiciousness, not only highlighting his extraordinary wisdom, but also implying his role in bringing blessings, wisdom, and auspiciousness to all sentient beings. Buddhism holds that cultivating wisdom is the first step toward enlightenment, and Manjushri Bodhisattva is the guide on this path. His wisdom is not a cold, rational intellect, but a light of insight that can reach the heart and dissolve confusion. Whether ordinary laypeople or venerable monks and great masters, anyone who prays to Bodhisattva Manjushri for wisdom hopes to rely on his power to find the key to resolving their doubts. It is said that the Bodhimanda of Bodhisattva Manjushri is located at Mount Wutai in Shaanxi, which is revered as the sacred land of Buddhist wisdom. The 5 main peaks of Mount Wutai are named after the colors blue, yellow, white, black, and red, symbolizing the 5 wisdoms in Buddhism. The wisdom of the Great Perfect Mirror, the wisdom of equality, the wisdom of wonderful observation, the wisdom of accomplishing activities, and the wisdom of the Dharmadhatu. Countless pilgrims journey through mountains and rivers, not only to pay homage to Bodhisattva Manjushri, but also to seek inner clarity and wisdom. The mist-shrouded peaks surrounding Mount Wutai are regarded as a symbol of the manifestation of Manjushri Bodhisattva's wisdom. The experiences of those pilgrims at Mount Wutai are filled with numerous legends of the manifestations of Bodhisattva Manjushri. The image of Bodhisattva Manjushri is highly distinctive. He is typically depicted riding a lion, symbolizing the martial power of Buddhism, holding a vajra sword that represents wisdom capable of cutting through all afflictions, and seated on a lotus throne, symbolizing enlightenment and purity. The blue lion he rides further embodies the fierce and powerful nature of wisdom. In Buddhist culture, the lion is called the king of all beasts, symbolizing the supreme power of the Dharma. Manjushri Bodhisattva rides a lion, symbolizing his use of the roar of wisdom to intimidate ignorance and illuminate the path of enlightenment for all sentient beings. In classical legends, Manjushri Bodhisattva is not only the attendant of the Buddha, but also often plays a crucial role in manifesting the truth. He dispelled doubts with wisdom, propagated the Dharma through eloquence, and removed ignorance for all sentient beings. For example, in the Vimalakirti Sutra, Bodhisattva Manjushri engages in a profound and eloquent dialogue with layman Vimalakirti, revealing the profound meanings of emptiness and wisdom. This story has become an important reference for later Buddhist practitioners. Inspire people to respond to difficulties with wisdom. The wisdom of Bodhisattva Manjushri is not confined to the profound powers of the Buddha, but can be applied to every aspect of daily life. Whether solving everyday problems or facing life's choices, many people pray to Bodhisattva Manjushri for insight and inspiration. Especially during the process of studying, taking exams, or engaging in scholarly research, people often burn incense and pay homage to Bodhisattva Manjushri, praying for the awakening of wisdom. This devotional practice has persisted in China for thousands of years. At Mount Wutai, devotees also hold a series of traditional activities related to Bodhisattva Manjushri. For example, the fourth day of the fourth lunar month is considered the birthday of Manjushri Bodhisattva. On this day, the incense offerings at Mount Wutai flourished, and pilgrims from all directions gathered together to pray for wisdom and blessings. Samantabhadra Bodhisattva is the embodiment of practice and vows in Mahayana Buddhism, and is respectfully honored as the great practice universal virtue. If Manjushri Bodhisattva illuminates the path of enlightenment with wisdom, then Samantabhadra Bodhisattva practices the Dharma through concrete actions. He advocates that Buddhist faith should not remain merely at the level of thought, but should be integrated into daily life, using vast vows and concrete virtuous actions to liberate sentient beings. He embodies the practice of vast vows and enlightened conduct, serving as a paragon of the Buddhist spirit and practice, and is regarded as the incarnation who transforms the Dharma from theory into action. Samantabhadra means universal goodness and virtue, symbolizing the Bodhisattva's virtuous actions that pervade everywhere, serving not only personal liberation, but also benefiting all sentient beings. The aspiration of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva is primarily embodied in the chapter on the conduct and vows of Samantabhadra. The most renowned aspect is the 10 Great Vows, which include paying homage to all Buddhas, praising the Tathagatas, extensively making offerings, and repenting karmic obstacles. These vows are both teachings for practitioners and manifestations of his compassionate heart toward all sentient beings. Each vowful practice is filled with Samantabhadra Bodhisattva's care and guidance for sentient beings, leading devotees to put compassion and good deeds into practice. According to tradition, the Bodhimanda of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva is located on Mount Emei in Sichuan. Mount Emei, majestic and magnificent, shrouded in mist and clouds, is regarded as a symbol of the vow power of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. It is said that Samantabhadra Bodhisattva once manifested his spiritual presence on this mountain to propagate the Dharma and transform countless sentient beings. Thus, Mount Emei has become a sacred place in the hearts of devotees. The sacred site of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva is most famously associated with the six-tusked white elephant. The white elephant symbolizes purity and wisdom, while the six tusks represent the six paramithas of Buddhism: generosity, morality, patience, diligence, concentration, and wisdom. This is precisely the core of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva's vows. He guides sentient beings toward the path of liberation through endless virtuous actions. The image of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva is dignified and compassionate, usually depicted wearing a jeweled crown, draped in monastic robes, holding a rui scepter or a lotus flower, and often riding a six-tusked white elephant symbolizing his vows. His image not only embodies the solemnity and grandeur of Buddhism, but also conveys a compassionate approach that brings him close to all sentient beings. The white elephant he prays to is often depicted as walking slowly, symbolizing the gentle and unhurried, yet enduring virtuous conduct of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Whether for individual practitioners or the general faithful, this steady and profound aspiration serves as an inspiring example. On Mount Emei, pilgrims not only worship Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, but also seek to embody the spirit of vast vows and practices, inspiring themselves to accumulate merit through virtuous deeds and perfect their own character. The 21st day of the second lunar month each year is regarded as the birthday of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. On this day, devotees express their reverence for Samantabhadra through offerings, prayers for blessings, and fasting, while also reflecting on whether their vows and practices have been genuinely fulfilled. The spirit of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva's vows transcends religious boundaries and becomes a universal value. Whether it is giving alms, helping others, or bearing social responsibilities, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva embodies a proactive and uplifting force through practical actions. He tells us that true practice lies not only in understanding the truth, but more importantly in transforming that truth into actual virtuous deeds, using these deeds to inspire, help, and guide sentient beings. He is honored as the white elephant with 6 tusks and teaches people to achieve enlightenment in life through enduring and steadfast vows. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is the most widely known and revered among the 4 Great Bodhisattvas. He is known as the great compassionate and merciful Avalokiteshvara, the savior in times of suffering and distress, symbolizing boundless compassion and the fearless spirit of saving all sentient beings. In the hearts of countless devotees, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is not only a sacred figure in Buddhist scriptures, but also the warmest refuge in times of suffering. No matter what dangers or difficulties are faced, as long as one sincerely chants his name, it is believed that he will hear their cries for help, alleviate their suffering, and bring hope. The name Avalokiteshvara means observing the sounds of the world, signifying that Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara is able to hear the cries of sentient beings and promptly extend assistance. According to Buddhist scriptures, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva can manifest in 32 different forms according to circumstances to save sentient beings afflicted by 12 great calamities, such as fire, floods, illness, and war. His compassion is non-discriminatory. Regardless of wealth or poverty, nobility or lowliness, good or evil, he equally saves and liberates all. Therefore, the devotion to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva in China goes far beyond the confines of Buddhist adherents, becoming a widely disseminated symbol of popular spiritual culture. It is said that the Bodhimanda of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is located on Mount Putuo, which is regarded as a symbol of the Buddha's Pure Land. Mount Putuo is surrounded by the sea on 3 sides, offering captivating scenery while being imbued with spiritual energy. It is often regarded by devotees as a sacred place where Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva manifests. Countless people travel thousands of miles to make pilgrimage, seeking the blessings of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. From seeking children to praying for blessings, from seeking relief from difficulties to praying for peace, the image of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is closely intertwined with the lives of the Chinese people. Mount Putuo subtly emerged as a sacred site where Buddhist culture and secular beliefs harmoniously blend. The image of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva has continuously evolved with the spread of Buddhism in China. In early Buddhism, Avalokiteshvara was predominantly depicted as a male figure. However, with the Sinicization of Buddhism in China, this bodhisattva gradually transformed into a feminized, compassionate mother figure, embodying the maternal loving-kindness characteristic of Chinese culture. He holds a pure water vase filled with nectar, sprinkling it over the human realm with a willow branch, universally benefiting all living beings. Amrita water not only symbolizes extinguishing fire and quenching thirst, but also represents the power to purify the minds of sentient beings and alleviate suffering. His countenance is compassionate and dignified, with eyes filled with tender affection, always allowing devotees to feel warmth and hope. In Buddhist scriptures, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is often mentioned together with Amitabha Buddha and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva as the three saints of the Western Pure Land. They jointly guide sentient beings to be reborn in the Pure Land of ultimate bliss. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is not only the attendant of Amitabha Buddha, but also an independent great vow Bodhisattva. He takes the salvation of those in suffering and distress as his own responsibility, embodying the great compassion of Buddhism in every incarnation and every act of rescue. Therefore, the story of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is not only a manifestation of Buddhist teachings, but also has become a source of countless legends and scriptures. For example, the records of Avalokiteshvara's miraculous manifestations documents numerous accounts of Avalokiteshvara's divine interventions, many of which have become cherished tales passed down orally among the common people. In people's daily lives, the belief in Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva has long been deeply ingrained in their hearts and minds. The 19th day of the 2nd, 6th, and 9th lunar months each year are respectively regarded as the birth, enlightenment, and nirvana days of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. During these three major festivals, the temples are filled with incense and bustling with devotees who earnestly worship and pray for the Bodhisattva's blessings. Especially on February 19th, the sacred birthday of Avalokiteshvara, Guanyin, many families will particularly burn incense and pay respects, praying for blessings and peace. Additionally, local areas often hold Guanyin assemblies or temple fairs, blending the faith in Guanyin with regional ethnic traditions, creating lively and grand cultural events. Its existence inspires people to believe that no matter how great the difficulties encountered in life, as long as one holds pure intentions and prays sincerely, one will receive its protection and guidance. Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, with his great compassion and fearless spirit, has deeply ingrained the Buddhist ideal of compassion into the lives of the Chinese people. Whether seeking children, praying for blessings, or facing the sufferings of life and death, the name of Avalokiteshvara always accompanies people's faith. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, revered as the Lord of the Netherworld, symbolizes the power of great vows. He made the great vow that hell shall not be empty, nor will he attain Buddhahood until all sentient beings are saved, bearing the heavy responsibility of salvation in Buddhist faith. The image of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is profound, compassionate, and unwavering. He is a guiding light amid suffering and a guardian within the cycle of rebirth. After the parinirvana of Shakyamuni Buddha, and during the time when the future Buddha Maitreya has not yet descended in a world without a Buddha, he vowed to teach and transform sentient beings of the six realms and save all those suffering in distress. It is precisely because of this unwavering vow that Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva has become the embodiment of resilience and hope in the hearts of countless devotees. The name Kṣitigarbha signifies the ability to bear all beings like the vast earth and to store boundless blessings and wisdom like a precious treasure. The sutras describe the spirit of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva as vast and embracing like the great earth, capable of containing all things, profound like a treasure trove, and able to alleviate all sufferings. His vow is both resolute and touching. Regardless of the suffering beings may fall into, whether enduring the torment of hell or the hardships of the human realm, he embraces them with compassion and vows to deliver them. This vow, which transcends birth, death, and the cycle of reincarnation, has made Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva the spiritual support for countless kings and their families. It is said that the Bodhimanda of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is located at Mount Jiuhua in Anhui Province. This sacred site, embraced by surrounding mountains, is regarded as the place where Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva incarnated for practice due to its spiritual cultivation and solemnity. Jiuhua is not only a center of Buddhist faith, but also an important place for Chinese people to perform rituals for the deceased and pray for their blessings in the afterlife. The image of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is deeply integrated into the history and culture of Mount Jiuhua. The statue of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva enshrined here is solemn and dignified, holding a staff and a shining pearl, symbolizing his power to open the gates of hell, illuminate the darkness of the underworld, and guide sentient beings in samsara towards the path of liberation. Every year, Jiuhua Mountain is bustling with incense offerings as countless devotees come to worship overnight, praying to Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva to deliver the deceased and to purify their own karmic offenses. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is depicted with a solemn and compassionate demeanor. He is clad in monastic robes and holds a staff, symbolizing his ability to open the gates of hell and guide lost souls toward the light. The luminous pearl in his hand represents the radiance of wisdom, capable of dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Regardless of the depth of being's karmic offenses, he never abandons a single sentient being. In the Sutra of the Original Vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, there are many touching stories about Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's vows and his salvation of sentient beings. One of the most famous legends is that in a past life, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva was the filial daughter, Lady Guangmu. In order to save her mother who had fallen into hell due to evil deeds, she was willing to dedicate her own meritorious cultivation and vow to rescue her mother from the sufferings of hell. This filial piety and compassionate resentment that transcend life and death not only established the core spirit of the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva faith, but also perfectly align with the cultural values of filial piety deeply rooted in Chinese society. The veneration of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is extremely widespread among the Chinese folk, especially holding a significant role in traditional practices of memorializing the deceased and performing rituals for the salvation of ancestors. Whether it is the Zhongyuan festival on the 15th day of the 7th lunar month or personal family memorial ceremonies, people burn incense to pray for the protection of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva for the departed souls, wishing that the living can be reborn peacefully and freed from suffering. At the same time, many devotees also confess their sins to Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, praying for the alleviation of karmic retribution and the attainment of blessings. The veneration of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva not only continues Buddhism's emphasis on cause and effect, but also provides emotional solace and spiritual support for people contemplating suffering in life and death. The 30th day of the 7th lunar month each year is regarded as the birthday of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. On this day, the temples of Jiuhua Mountain were brightly lit, with devotees gathered together, chanting sutras, observing fasting, and praying for blessings. They light the eternal lamp for the kings, praying that the departed souls may receive the guidance of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva and be liberated from the cycle of rebirth at an early time. The stories of the Four Great Bodhisattvas epitomize the concentrated embodiment of wisdom, vow power, compassion, and great vows, serving as a quintessential example of the integration of Buddhist faith with Chinese culture. Their spirit transcends religion, symbolizing the innate goodness of human nature and serving as a beacon of hope in the face of suffering. Whether it is Manjushri's enlightenment of wisdom, Samantabhadra's expansive vow to benefit all beings, Avalokiteshvara's compassionate relief of suffering, or Kṣitigarbha's great vow of vigilant protection, their images consistently guide people to find direction amid confusion and gain strength in adversity. Their teachings not only convey the wisdom of Buddhism to guide others, but also inspire us to transform our lives through actions and to warm others with compassion. Their sacred grounds bear witness to the power of faith and embody the aspirations of countless individuals seeking inner peace. From Wutai Mountain to Jiuhua Mountain, from ancient times to the present, the faith in the Four Great Bodhisattvas has long been integrated into people's daily lives, becoming a source of support throughout their journey of life. They are not lofty and miraculous beings, but the guides within the heart of every individual. Wisdom enables us to discern right from wrong, and the power of vows propels us to move forward with courage. Compassion dissolves suffering, and great vows grant us the courage to transcend adversity. This spiritual power inspires countless individuals to transcend themselves and achieve a better life.